What is going on, guys? God bless you. Carlos here with Serranos Mobile Detail in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Today we are in the middle of nowhere. I forgot where we are. I think it's called Colleyville, Texas. But today we're doing had two projects. I had to recoat this customer's vehicle, which I'll explain here in a little bit. But today we did that vehicle, and now we are working on this Sea Ray boat. On this one, we're doing strictly just a enhancement. I've gone ahead and washed it, deconned it, clayed it, and now we're to the enhancement phase. And we are using the Rupes 15mm cordless on this boat, which is why it just sounds so quiet. So let's continue with this project, and let's see what we talk about today. Let's begin this conversation as to why did I have to recoat this customer's vehicle again. Well, you might be thinking, man, I didn't install it correctly, but customer had a minor accident. So it went to the body shop, and it is back from the body shop. So we had to recoat it, which takes me to this next subject. For those who do coatings, always give your customer invoices of the ceramic coating that you applied. Always in your invoice put the steps that you did, the cost, because this was the insurance ended up taking care of the customer's ceramic coating of the reapplication, right? On it, well, it was only like a panel and a door, so you might need to readjust your pricing just a bit, because obviously you are not doing the whole vehicle. But find what is the best price for you to take care of that vehicle. For this one was $500, which included the recoating of the vehicle. We had to do just an enhancement on it, and then obviously the ceramic coating. And with that, I gave the customer obviously all the interior. I ended up doing all the interior for them, because they've been with me for years. So, you know, any little thing I can do to help, also, it's always great. And then the customer was like, "Do you think you can do this, my boat?" So I was like, "Yeah." So that's what we got going on. But that is the reason I had to recoat that vehicle. But this boat is really not in bad shape. And while I have you here, I really want to talk about this polisher. Give you guys an update. I know a lot of you guys have inboxed me and asked me, hey, do you recommend it? And I've told some people it's a bit too early to tell if this is something I recommend. What I'm about to say in this video is just an opinion. Don't take it to heart. But I'm having second thoughts on my purchase. I am having second thoughts on, was this truly the right investment for you? And the reason I'm saying that is because I've used it multiple times since I've purchased it. I was excited at first because this machine is amazing. It's quiet, no vibration. I don't have to keep my generator on, minimal cords. Those are all great, right? But where I'm having that second thought is, now that I've used it, the battery really does not give me the full potential all the way through. So I'm having to swap the batteries about 50%. When that battery is about 50%, I'm switching it, because I'm starting to notice that it's not holding the power, in my opinion. And I could be wrong. Secondly is, without putting it on the paint, on speed 6, this thing sounds amazing. It sounds powerful. When I put it to the paint with minimal pressure, I don't feel that the power is there, if that makes sense. And I don't know if it's just me overthinking this whole process, but I honestly feel like it's lacking a little bit of power. I could be wrong. What we're using today is we're using the Coach Chemi P301. That's their kind of like their micro cut and finish, pretty much like a wax. But this one's going to give you the maximum gloss, minimal cut, which is kind of what I'm chasing when I'm doing a hand wax or enhancement. And to boost the wax when it cures, what I have here is ceramic gloss. And all I'm doing is just spraying it. And I know some may say that's a lot. And then I'm just using a Rack Company edgeless towel and pretty much just buffing it off. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna give me slickness as well. It's gonna give me a nice gloss on this boat. And then we're just flipping it over and then buffing it off pretty much. But this thing is gonna look really, really good. He recently purchased this one, so it definitely needed at least some sort of polishing. I wanted to do like a full, maybe like a nice two-step rotary action to really get this material moving. Get this, I think it's fiberglass. I could be wrong. I don't do a lot of boats, but I forget the name of the material, but I think it's fiberglass. To really get this just moving, get it nice and glossy. But we're going with the dual action, and that's pretty much how we are attacking it. But we're making a lot of progress on this boat. It's already in good shape. So we're just kind of removing light oxidation and just putting a protection on there. So I'm gonna work this area right here, guys, and hopefully you can see if it's just me or if I'm tripping. But I'm gonna show you guys here the way the machine performs at a speed 6, and you'll notice that it's not spinning a lot. So hopefully the camera catches it, and I do apologize for the noise, but here we go. We're gonna start from speed 2, and then I'll bump it up to a speed 6. All right, so we're gonna go to speed 6, and hopefully you guys can see the pad, and this is with no pressure. I don't know if it's just me or I'm just overthinking this whole thing. I've also noticed that maybe when it comes to the curves, it's stalling a little bit. And that's me really trying to maneuver the machine and trying to get it to spin. But I don't know. You tell me if I'm just overthinking it. For those who are thinking of working on boats, and you might have a question as far as, you know, what's the price when doing a boat. Pricing is going to be very different on your location and other factors, right? For this one, the cost for a enhancement is $500. Obviously that include a thorough wash, scrubbing. We did a clay and a decon on this one. I kind of treat it like a car. But everybody does it differently. Everybody does it differently, sorry. So, but this one cost $500. And then the cost for the recoat on their Wagoneer was $500 as well. So just in these 2 projects, it was a $1,000 ticket. And you guys know I don't like talking about the numbers, but I know a lot of people love to hear that. So for those who like numbers, that is the total amount for today. Plus this morning I did a maintenance, which was another sauce. It was a sauce package, so another $150. So not a bad Friday. Not a bad Friday. I'm definitely exhausted. But that's one of the reasons why I like working alone, because you take your time. You're charging your time pretty much. When it comes to boats, I try to get as far as possible on this bottom, but usually this bottom part from here down, it's always in the water. So this is really faded. But I usually try to do as far as I can to just try to give it a nice cleanup. But usually the main concentration for me is pretty much from here all the way to like this bottom strip, because the rest is in the water. But I usually try to at least polish as far as I can, just to make it look really, really clean overall, aesthetically, right? But we're making progress. We're making progress. We are finally done with this Sea Ray. Beautiful, beautiful boat. Again, we did a paint enhancement on this one. It had some light oxidation pretty much on the top. We were able to clean that up a little bit, but in reality, I think, in my opinion, it would need a very, very like deep, maybe like a nice 2-step paint correction to remove majority of the oxidation. I would even say putting a nice ceramic coating on that one, a marine coating, would be really, really beneficial, right? But again, everybody has different finances as well. You know, this one would be very beneficial for a ceramic coating because they keep it outside a lot. But he said they're gonna make another shed for it so it can stay inside. So even if he was to coat it, it would look really, really good. But you're gonna get a good shot of really the after on this one. Really, really nice. This whole top side was really oxidized now. You can definitely see the gloss come out on it. Obviously, how well it holds, it's gonna be one of those things that it's a tough one to say, right? Because it's a pre-owned, purchased, and you know, they're the new owners. So usually when I get a pre-owned boat, my go-to is let's just give it a hard reset, polish it completely, so it can look really well. But also the cost on that would be pretty high. But to conclude this video, talking about the Rupes cordless 15mm polisher, update on it is, you know, I'm still playing with it. I'm just having second thoughts on my purchase. If I get so fed up, if you have been following my Instagram, you heard me talking about it. It's either gonna get sold, it's gonna be a raffle, or I'm just gonna give it away. But I would think I would rather want to have my money back. So the price on this was $750 with taxes all in. So, you know, it would be a nice giveaway. But I'm still playing with it. I'm still trying to give it my full, like, just my full time with it. I was really going to reach out and get my Max Shine Reaper out and polish this one. But since we're only doing a enhancement, this machine worked pretty well because we're not really chasing perfection or anything, really just chasing the gloss. For the polish, we use Coach Chemi P301, which is their micro cut and finish, which is a perfect wax style of polish, which what I wanted was the gloss. That is what I was chasing on this one, is I really wanted to get the gloss on this one, which you can definitely see the gloss on it. We use obviously the Rupes cordless with a white Rupes finishing pad, which is what I usually pair when I'm doing an enhancement. If you're doing an enhancement or a hand wax, you also got to know you're not spending a lot of time on the paint. It's very, very quick. This is not something you're going to sit there and try to correct. A enhancement is not a correction. So that is one way I was able to finish this one in about 2 hours or so, or less probably. I could be wrong on the time. But overall, I started at 1. It is now 5 p.m. So that gives you a total amount of time between both vehicles. So I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Thank you guys for watching today's video. As always, God bless you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.